Okay, let's take a look at the newest iteration of ZapQuotes small group quoting program. And we're going to recall a group called Mountain Hiking, and they're renewing on March 2020. And you've got a census with 5 employees. Okay, now when you click, when you submit that census, this is what you get. You get a grid, a scrolling grid with 200 and in this case 200. This is the plans that are available in Orange County, and we've got these 5 carriers in the system. We'll probably have a couple more here shortly, and so you've got all the plans that are offered by those carriers ranked from the cheapest to the most expensive in this little scrolling grid. And let's get right into it. So anyway, basically you use this grid to make your decisions, and let's do trial by example here. Let's say this group currently offers Blue Shield to their employees, and they offer the silver and gold metal tiers. They offer PPO and HMO, and they offer Access Plus and the full PPO network. So they offer the top tier networks for Blue Shield. So we've got Blue Shield, Silver and Gold, PPO, HMO, Access, the networks, and we want to filter it down to that. And so we hit submit, and now we're working with 15 plans instead of 277. So you break it down into bite-sized chunks. And now let's say I personally I can't multitask too good, and I'm going down here and I'm looking at HMO there and PPO there and HMO, and I'm trying to pick out these plans, and I want to give them both HMO and PPO. It's easy. For me, it's easier to separate those. So I type in PPO, and now in my search box here, and now all I'm dealing with is PPO. Now I can go down through these PPOs and make my decisions. And as a broker, any group you have, you pretty much know what they're looking for. What type of how to make your plan selections based on their desires. So I'm going to pick out a couple PPOs that I think would be appropriate at the silver level, and probably just one gold plan, and the one with no deductible would probably be best for this group. So I've got my PPO plans selected, and now I'm going to go HMO, and now I'm just dealing with the HMOs. So there's only one silver HMO. I want that one. And as I look at the HMOs, I probably want, for this particular group, I'm going to want one without a deductible. So there we go. I got one silver and one gold HMO. And if I want to do, let's see what we said. If I want to just look at them all on one screen, there they are. If I want to do a side by side, I click that button. I can send that to the employer. Notice it's a pretty complete set of information. If you need to click back a couple times sometimes, because when I clicked that submit button, it went through 3 or 4 steps to get to that grid. Okay, so this group also okay, so I can do the side by side. I can also do a PDF presentation. On the PDF, it's going to show me all the plans that, just a cheapest to most expensive item, like index type page. And then on each page, it's going to show, this is for the employer, keep in mind. It's going to show the benefit highlights. It's going to show the census, the rates by census, and the total rate at the top. And if the employer has access to to brochures and formulary. So there's links in the PDF that are live that'll take them to more details. Brochure, formulary, provider directories. And so the reason there's a lot of space at the bottom is because if you have 100 employees, then that space all gets used up. You can see it reformats it, and if it's up to 100 employees, which is the maximum size for small group. Okay, so on this particular group though, I also want to show the employer options, other carriers. And realistically, I'm not going to show them, if I'm going to show them Anthem, and they're offering, they're settled in on gold and these parameters, I want to offer the exact same parameters in my quote with Anthem. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do filtered, and I'm going to these don't matter anymore because I'm not quoting Blue Shield, and I want to pick similar, like the Premier. I have the Premier networks here, the best. So I'm going to do it the same. That would be Prudent Buyer and California Care on Anthem. And now I get my quote, and now I have a quote, and I've got 13 plans, and they're all Anthem. And let's see, now I can go down my benefits, and I can say, let's see, I'm going to pick, actually just to make it quick and dirty, I'm going to take the cheapest silver plan. Actually, before I do that, I want to also do HMO and PPO. So I want to PPO. Now, as I make my selections, I don't have to worry. I can worry about the benefits knowing that I'm going to get PPOs. So I'm going to do the cheapest and the most expensive silver. Of course, you're not going to use this as your criteria for deciding in a real quote, but just to get it done. Okay, so we've got a silver and a gold, 2 silvers and 2 golds for PPO, and now we go HMO, and there's only 1 gold plan, and we'll take the cheapest silver. And so now when I go to selected, I get all the plans that I've selected. So in my quote, I've got all the plans that I picked for Blue Shield and all the plans that I picked for Anthem. And when I do my report for the employer, it's going to show those plans. So if you wanted to do a report with include HealthNet, Kaiser, United, you can add as many carriers as you want, but what I showed you right there will suffice so you know how to do it. Okay, another really handy use for the search box is if you wanted to do a shop quote. So I'm sure you're probably familiar with what SHOP is, or you wouldn't be looking at this video. So SHOP is Covered California's small group program, and if I type SHOP in the search box, it goes down and it finds all the SHOP plans that we have in the system here. And now you can just go down, and it's showing that there's 22 plans, and you may want to you could also do the PPO HMO. Let's do SHOP PPO. Okay, so I want to put some PPOs in. I'll put a bronze one in, and a silver one. Looks like HealthNet is the main PPO carrier here, and gold, silver, platinum, and bronze. So we have one of each, and HMO. And so the other 12 plans are HMO. We have okay, so we've got a bronze HMO. Let's do a silver HMO with a different carrier. A silver with Kaiser. Let's see, we'll do a bowl, a trio gold, trio platinum, a Kaiser gold, a Kaiser platinum, and let's see how many plans that gives us. Gonna hit selected, submit. Okay, so there's a dozen plans, and you know that's we're just saying this particular employer is going to offer those plans through shop to his employees or her employees, and if we want to show the employer a presentation or just a report for the employer, so gives them the range of plans, what the breakdown would be for each employee, and come down here and we can do employee worksheets for each plan. So, okay, so notice here we've got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Looks like we've got them all here. Just to be on the safe side, you can do worksheets and hit submit, and it will go get all those plans. And they are they're sorted from cheapest to most expensive. So if the employer wants to do what we call the employer, by the way, over here, the employer has 3 options. They can do a flat contribution, a percent contribution, and variable percents for 50 and 0 for employer, 50 and 50, whatever. And also, if you check one of these boxes here, it does, and it's a percent. It's going to do it's going to base the employer contribution on whatever radio button, whatever plan you select. So say the employer says, I'm not going to pay for the platinum, but I'm willing to pay for a medium price plan. So let's go silver value PPO. Just check that box, and all your rates are the employer share of the cost is going to be based on that. If the employee wants to buy up to the platinum plan, they can do it. They're going to pay the difference. The employer's going to his premium's pegged at that. If the employee wants to go down to bronze and save some money, the employer's still going to pay the rate for the plan that he picked. I think it was silver PPO we said, and he's going to pay 50% of that. So the premium for the bronze would be a lot less. And let's take a look and see what the worksheet looks like. We'll take Joe Blow and submit. Now notice we have the name of this is the logo for the employer. So if over here you can upload. You can get a copy of the employer logo, upload it, and put it on the front of the worksheet. And I think you'll get some pretty big brownie points for doing that. And we all want brownie points when we're dealing with employers, right? Okay, so there's your cover page, and then for each employee, each employee gets a customized version of this, and it shows the employee age, the spouse age, children ages, and once again, this is an employee report, so it's going to show these are the employee options. What his or her share of the cost is, and what it costs to cover the family. And as you go down, you'll see that each page, there's a page for each plan. Once again, similar to the employer report, it has shows the benefits, or the benefit highlights, and also the age on which those rates are based, and the rates, and additional resources. Once again, the employee can click on them if he gets them in the email, or if it's one of those arrangements where you print out the worksheets and you pass them out, we've made sure that those links are easy to type in. You know, ZapBrochure.com 2020. There's not much typing to do. So the employee has access to the formulary, brochures, and provider directories. And one thing, formularies make a lot more. That link is a lot more meaningful here because the employee's picking a plan, and maybe Kaiser doesn't have it on the drug that they use on their formulary, and maybe Blue Shield does or Health Net does. So it gives the employee a lot more options. So that is the employee worksheets. Okay, so now let's say this group has more than 50 employees for the sake of argument here. And so we're going to do an employee worksheet on Jack. Because they have more than 50 employees, they're subject to the affordability test for premium, where the employee share of the cost cannot exceed more than like 0.0985% of the employee's adjusted gross income. So we need to put the adjusted gross income so we can do that affordability test. So we're going to say Jack makes $30,000 a year, which is $2,500 a month, and go ahead and submit. Okay, we failed the affordability test. Okay, so at basically $2,500 a month, you can see that's almost 10% of his salary there, which is the most the employer can collect as the employee share of the premium. Because the cheapest premium is it's got to be based on, you know, the cheapest plan available to the employee. And so the cheapest plan is the bronze, $6,300, and the premium on that is $728. Employer 50% under normal circumstances would be $364, but the max that he can charge Jack is $265. So he needs to make that premium amount. The employer needs to raise the employer contribution to $482. So you don't have to think about all that math. All you need to worry about is if you fail that affordability test, you need to go to that yellow field and jack up the employee premium portion of the premium to that amount. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to change it to a flat contribution, and let's go 485. Oops. A couple bucks fudge factor in there, and we want to go flat amount instead of percent. And now it should pass the affordability test, and it did. So there's the employee worksheet for Jack, and it reflects the the contribution based on the higher amount that we entered. And then we come back over here, and you can see we didn't save the changes. So now, when you run your next employee worksheet, it'll automatically adjust back if you come back in and out, or you can just manually change it back. So we include affordability. The affordability test is included, and if you have groups with 51 or more employees, just put the adjusted gross income in, and it automatically will perform the affordability test. Okay, that's all I got for now. I'm going to post a little slideshow at zaptheater.com/group, and invariably I probably forgot to mention a few things, and once this video is uploaded, I can't change it. So after you watch this, check this out, zaptheater.com/group, and stay up to date. Thanks for watching.